that too early? Now it says we're live. Good morning, everybody. How are you guys doing today? Welcome to Homebuilt Workshop. Welcome to Wednesday Live. I hope you guys are all doing awesome this morning. Well, today. May not be morning where you are, but it's morning here, and we are here to hang out. We're a little bit crooked on here. What's up with that? Let's see. Bear with me here for a second. A little bit crooked. There, that's a little better. What's going on? How are you guys doing? Hope you guys are in the middle of an amazing week. Hope things are going awesome for you guys. And we're going to hang out for a while. Chat a little bit. See what's going on in your world. Talk about what's going on here and just, in general, have a good time. We got some coffee this morning. Last week I didn't have coffee and I was kind of missing it. So made sure to have a little coffee. Hope you guys got a little something to sip on. Whatever your beverage of choice. Mine in the morning is always coffee. I always start my morning out with a few cups of coffee and move on from there. But anyway, guys, what's going on? Creever says, hey, how are you doing? Man, I am doing great. I hope you guys, and everybody else are doing awesome as well. Thanks for tuning in. Neptunes is here. What's up, brother? Neptunes, hey, how is everyone? What I hope everyone's awesome. Everything here is good. What's going on in your world? What are you guys all working on? What kind of projects do you have going on before we get into what I'm working on? Harry Dude, what's up? Harry Dude said, did you just go into daylight savings? Starting an hour later here in Australia. We did. It was Saturday. This past Saturday night, we had to set our clocks back 1 hour. Yeah. I just can't, no matter how much I try to accept it, I can't quite grasp the whole daylight savings thing. I wish there was something we could do to just get rid of it. Really. But anyway, we can't because, well, no one listens to me. But yes, we are now on daylight savings. I tried to post on the YouTube community tab just a reminder about the daylight savings as well, just in case anybody saw that and they needed to adjust. Because I know we're not all on the same schedule. Like, we don't all change the same time, I don't think. Harry Dude, I think you guys, I don't know, well, you guys already changed, didn't you? Like a few weeks ago, a month ago? I don't know. But anyway, Raylan's here. Raylan, morning. How's it been going? It has been going good. How things been going for you? Let's see. Neptunes. Hey, Harry. Neptunes agrees with the daylight savings. That doesn't make any sense to me. But alas, we're going to carry on. We're all here anyway. Harry Dude. Hey, Neptunes. Flippa. Hello. What's going on? Neptune says, huge congrats to Haley. Thanks, man. So we'll get into that. Let's get into what I've been working on. So if you guys saw the latest video that went up Saturday, we had the project was making these spur straps for my daughter, and I didn't realize in the video I said that it was later that she had a horse show coming up, and actually I timed that. The day that the video came out was the day of her horse show, and she did awesome. It was her very first show that she's ever been in, and she did 3 events and placed first in all 3. So that was pretty awesome. I'm pretty proud of her, and she's now like super excited to get into some more. She's signed up for it's a 6-month long buckle series. And there's one show every month for 6 months, weather permitting, of course, as we're in the winter, or coming into winter. But yeah, so it should be pretty cool. She did really great and off to a good start. And it definitely was really cool to watch her out there doing her patterns and things. And of course, she had a great horse to work with, but still, she did amazing. And these things worked great. They've been in their first horse show. So this was the project that came on. If you guys haven't seen it, for some reason, it is over on the YouTube channel. You can check this out. Definitely learned some important things here. I had to make these things twice if you haven't seen the video. So a little teaser. Go check it out. So yeah, I'm super proud of her. She did great. Creever says, we have the same here in Germany. The bonus hour in the morning is wasted in my opinion. During winter, I go for work in the dark and come home in the dark. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I'm with you on that. It's like, anymore, who cares really if it's dark a little earlier in the morning? I'd rather have that daylight in the evening. But, oh well. Anyway, alas, we can't change it. Harry Dude says, yay, Haley! Yeah, right on. Chaos is here! Chaos says, what's up, man? Not much, dude. What's going on in your world? What are you working on? You got any, let's see. I don't know. Are you home today, or are you at the workspace? Neptune says, stuff happens. Yes, it does. And I'll tell you what, when I had to remake these, well, first of all, I was somewhat disappointed because, I mean, I made a mistake, but, you know, it was a learning process. But overall, really, it took several hours to hand stitch all of this stitching around here, and I had to do that again. Had my fingers wrapped in Band-Aids and not this Band-Aid, but and then I couldn't grab the needles to stitch it, so I had to take some like traction tape, almost like grip tape for like a skateboard, and I would stuck it on the Band-Aids so that I could still grab the needles. Oh well. Anyway, we got through it, and they turned out great. Let's see. Chaos says, I have a pair of spurs from the army. Yeah, is that a like a unit thing? I know that's a thing, but I don't know, is that an army thing, or depending on what unit or group you're in, or how does that work? Teach us. And for those of you that don't know, Chaos has got a pretty awesome channel talking about army and military stuff like that. So if you guys are interested, head on over and check out Christopher Chaos's channel. Chaos has been a good buddy of mine for a long time, and yeah, go check him out. Chaos, Neptune says, hello, Chaos. Chaos says, I'm off this week. Daughter's school closed because of a COVID case. Oh no, what a drag. Thankfully, we haven't had any sort of issues like that. So, fingers crossed. Grandpa Graybeard says, oh, hey, Chaos, go Cav. Right on. Flippa says, I'll go in 10 minutes. Math exams are tiring. Oh, man, I wish you the best of luck. You're going to ace those. I know it. Oh, Paul's here. Paul, what's going on, man? Paul says, good morning, all. Neptune's, wow, Chaos, stay safe with that COVID stuff. I know. Chaos says, yeah, you can get spurs in the army if you're a cav and do what's called a spur ride or deploy to combat with a cav unit. Okay. Gotcha. So you have to be cav. I gotcha. But that's not specific to like where you're stationed or anything? Is that anywhere? Let's see. I need to get productive today. I'm going to repair my shooting board. Managed to break the fence. Oh no. Have fun during the stream. See ya. Right on, Creever. Good luck with the shooting board. And it's going to be better than ever. At least that's always the way it seems for me. When I break something, break a jig, break a, something, you always seem to be able to repair it and make it better than it was. So, right on. Have a great day. Jason says, hey Jeff, what's your go-to finish to apply over stained wood on furniture? For something, let's see, furniture, like maybe an end table or something that's going to see, I don't know, I guess it depends on if it's going to be a light use or a a heavy use. I built like a at this last spring when we were all home. uh, I built a little table desk thing for my daughter to use for school, and on that I used an oil. Let's see, it was a linseed oil, mineral oil, and wipe on poly mixture, and I put that on there, and then I did a wax coating on top. So since it was a wax, basically the top coat was wax. It was kind of a less durable finish. It looks great, but with the wax and oil, it didn't really seal everything up super good. So you can get some rings and stuff. I think that's a good light duty finish for something like something that's not going to see a ton of use. I probably should have done something a little more durable for a table anyway. I've redone my kitchen table, and I've used like a just a regular polyurethane. You can brush it on or wipe it on or something like that. Several coats of polyurethane is, I think it's pretty good for a table. The only thing I don't like, I'm just kind of rambling here, so hopefully I can help you out and give you some ideas. The only thing I don't like about just a polyurethane, and it may be the one that I used or something, but it seems like it gets sticky. If you sit like a warm cup of coffee or something on there, it seems like it sticks just a little bit. It's holding up just fine, and it doesn't seem to affect it or anything, but it does seem to get a little bit sticky. I'm just kind of looking here. Really, I like a lacquer. Really, just for if I was gonna, I've done some end tables and I put a lacquer top coat on there. And it seems to work really well. The lacquer dries really fast, just like spray can lacquer stuff, and it seems to work out pretty well. There's a ton of I don't know if they're newer, but there's a bunch of like a hard wax type finishes now on the market. Like I think like a Osmo makes some of the different wax stuff. I've heard really good stuff about those for the furniture stuff. I personally haven't tried them yet, but it might be something to look into. I think a Walrus, is that one of them? Walrus Oil, I think, makes one. Osmo. There's several others, but I've heard really good stuff about them, and I would definitely consider trying one of those. Do a test, but just do a little bit of looking around and see if any of those options might work. Hopefully that helps you out. All right, hang on. I'm going to get caught back up to comments here. So Jason, I hope that helped you out. Hopefully, I've got to study like twice the amount in other subjects, so twice the amount compared to other subjects. Gotcha. Good luck with it. You got this. I know you do. Chaos says it's specific to the unit being a cab unit. If you earn spurs, let's say in Colorado, then go to Texas, you can still wear the spurs when allowed, and if you go to another cab unit. Gotcha. Watch and learn. Good morning, Jeff. Good morning, watch and learn. What is going on? How are things going down your way? KK. KK says hello. Love from Greece. Brothers and sisters, be well, Jeff. Right on, KK. Right on, man. I hope you guys are doing well over there. How are things going? You been doing good? Neptunes, hello, KK. Gina's here. Well, it's about time. No, just kidding. Gina says hello, I made it. Grandpa Graybeard to Chaos, third ACR, the vet here. How about you? Chaos, third ACR, and then went to 410. Hairy Dude, hey Gina. Neptunes, hello Gina. Congrats to you for Haley. That's awesome. Yeah. Yes, we were talking about the show earlier when we were talking about these spur straps. Let's see. Chaos, RSS, and third ACR. Paul says, how's the bass coming? I'm glad you asked, Paul, because I was just fixing to get to that. we were talking about, I was talking about the video that I put out. I had to, when I did these, I had to put the bass on pause for a little bit so I could get these done. But I've been working on that, it seems like, for days. Sanding. Ugh. I'm in the sanding stage. So let's take a look. Here, let me grab the body. Hang on. Oh boy. So I got the body. It really hasn't changed a whole lot since you guys saw it last, except, well, it's got grain filler. I got the I think the final coat of grain filler on the back. I started sanding the sides. I think we're at 220. Got to keep going on that. And I have what else did I do? I got the holes for the neck bolts. I think I got everything drilled except for the bridge. And that is my goal today, to get the bridge set in there. Hopefully get everything fitted for that so that I can move on and get some dye on this. Super chat from Jason. Right on, man. Jason says, thanks for the tip. Also, have you ever tried Odie's oil on guitars? Ooh, that's the other one. Good call. That's the other one I was trying to think of, Odie's. I have not tried that. That was in the same lines as I was thinking of, like the Walrus and the other one. But Odie's, that's another one that I've heard really good stuff about. And I actually might. As I'm building, I've talked about this before. As I'm building this guitar, let me grab it. Don't go anywhere, guys. I'm just right here. As I'm building this one, since this is a brand new guitar I've never built, I'm kind of doing a test body the whole way along. I'm testing everything on this pine body, which I'll probably keep and finish at some point. But I was thinking about that, trying some of that oil finish, or the oil wax finish, whatever it is. On this one, just to see, because it is one that I've been wanting to try, the Odie's. It's a really good one from what I hear. But yes, I think I might order some and try it on this guy. And thank you, Jason, for the super chat. I really appreciate it. So I've been working on getting the body ready to go. Like I said, my next goal is to get the bridge mounted, and I got to do some careful measurements on that, because it's actually the well, it's still in the package, but it's one of these 3-point actual Thunderbird bridges where I have to drill the holes, mount the posts, and get everything positioned. A little different style than what I'm used to, so I got to get it. I want to get everything fitting first, and then I can start taking measurements. But the last couple of days, I've really been working on the neck. I've got it all shaped. Still got more sanding to do on it, of course. But right now, or just before we started here, I've been getting the nut fit on here. That way, I can kind of get everything put in place, bolt the neck on there, install the nut. I think I got a couple spare bass strings around, and I'll slap some tuners in there, and we'll put a couple strings on there. That way I can start laying out where that bridge needs to go. But hopefully today we'll have the bridge in place. I don't know why this step is a little nerve-wracking, I think, because, well, it's a different style bridge. I haven't used this style before, so yeah, a lot of careful measurements. But that's where we're at. Got everything shaped. I might have a little bit of refinement on here, but when you do it by hand, I have a set of templates that I've been using to get it close, but until I really start feeling everything, I can feel a couple spots right now, kind of want to adjust it. But anyway, we're coming along good. I got the inlays done. I don't know if you guys have seen those. I can't get it to show up. Crushed seashells. I can't get it to focus. Crushed seashells with brass little surrounds on there, and they turned out really awesome. And yeah, I'm really happy with the way they turned out. So far, so good. We haven't destroyed anything, but that's where we're at on the base. We're getting there. We're gaining on it. So there you go, Paul. There's our base update. Paul says, I was in the Marines and Navy. No spurs here. TPC, what's up, buddy? TPC says, so Jeff, what you got planned for Gina with those spurs? Oh. I got nothing there. I don't even know how to respond to that. Paul says, I'm getting slammed with guitar requests after the video. Man, that is awesome. I am so happy that that's working out so good for you. That's awesome. Way to go. Neptune says, TPC, what's up? TPC, hey, Neptunes. Chaos says, I don't want to jinx it, but I've noticed the stream quality has been great. Anything new? When did I change that? So I added another wireless router in a different spot of the house. So it's kind of a modified router. Not physically modified, but it's an old wireless router that I had sitting around, but I was able to install a different software on there that you can go in and change a bunch of settings. And I spent a fair bit of time testing and modifying and looking up different settings and stuff. And it's all been like you can turn up the power on the antennas. So I've got those cranked up, and it's nearer to where I am here. Kind of more straight line, and it seems to have really made a difference. So it's still Wi-Fi, and I haven't run any cables or anything here, but I think adding that router on this end, or on the closer end of the house, and having the power turned up, it was able to give me a better signal. So fingers crossed. Seems like it's working pretty good. Although the other, I don't say the other day, but I think a couple weeks ago I forgot to switch it. That's the only thing that I have to do. I have to remember to switch to that network on the iPad, but I forgot to, and it didn't seem to have any issues. So, man, I don't know. But so far, it seems like it really made a difference, and I'm really glad that it's noticeable. Giovanni says, when do you finish this blessed guitar? Well, hopefully, like I said, I can get the bridge fit today, and that's the last thing that I really need to do as far as drilling holes and all that sort of stuff. I want to get the bridge in place, make sure, of course, make sure everything intonates and all that, and I have plenty of room. But once I drill those post holes, really that's kind of the last step before I can start putting some color on this. And I've already worked with the customer for this, and we've done some tests, some color, played around with some ideas. I've got the dye already mixed up, and we're ready to get color on it. I've got some sanding sealer. I've got everything I need. I just need to get the final bits of this thing fit. So now that I have the nut slot all fit, well, roughly fit, where I can install the nut, I'm going to bolt the neck back on there. And like I said, later today, after we're done here, I'm going to measure and drill, and hopefully I don't screw it up. So I'm hoping by this weekend, at the latest, I can get this top dyed and some sanding sealer sprayed on there and move on to the finish. But we'll see how it goes. Let's see. Neptune says, hello, Chaos. I was going to say something about the stream, too, but it may be safer not to. Yeah. Yes, with our wireless quality here, you never know what's going to happen. You really don't. It's such a, I live in somewhat of a rural area, and the only way we can get decent signal is through kind of a wireless, almost like a cell service. So there's a tower about 13 miles away, and I have a dish, kind of a dish deal on the side of the house that picks up the signal from that tower, and it converts it to the, sends it to the house. And so we're already relying on a wireless signal coming to the house. So, and then, it's sending it into another wireless signal. It's just it's a weird, I've talked about this before, and you guys have all been part of some streams where they die and something happens, but knock on wood, we seem to be doing pretty good. Raylan says, Matt from 731 Woodworks, he loves Odie's oil. They have made their own Odie oil for sale. Really? Might be worth checking out. Well, walrus oil myself. Oh, good to know. Both of those are ones that I have been wanting to try, and I think I will. Like I said, I think I will try one of those on this other guitar, because I'm not doing anything super fancy with this. Like I said, this is a test body, and it's a lefty, so it's one I'm gonna keep around. I'm not in a big hurry to buy all the hardware and everything, but as I'm testing things, I might as well test some finish on this too. And who knows, maybe one day I'll find some pickups or something and put it together, but I think I will try one of those oils. Giovanni says, hello Gina, congratulations for your rider. Yeah, TPC says, Mr. Jeff's wild ride? 8 seconds of hold the heck on. Do you have a timekeeper and an air horn? Oh boy, it's funny. Let's see. TPC, I'm so bad. You are bad. How's those guitar builds going? How are you making out on those? Giovanni says, hello Neptune. Neptune's is laughing at TPC. TPC makes me hungry. If you guys haven't seen, he's got a channel making all kinds of amazing foods and stuff like that. Go check it out. And you will be hungry. TPC says it's one of those days. Paul says, I bet weather plays heck with your signal and latency when it's raining outside. It does. I have noticed, the speeds fluctuate. We have the fastest plan that we can get through this provider, and that's really not all that fast, but it works most of the time. But sometimes, yes, it will cut out, or it will, the speeds will definitely fluctuate a fair bit, but we just deal with it. Most of the time it's not an issue, but once in a while, if you're trying to stream something, through, I don't know, Netflix or whatever, and while you're doing something else, you can notice it sometimes more. But yeah, it's definitely it's a challenge, and it's just something that we overall it's been working pretty well. So yeah, who knows? One day we'll maybe get the something a little better. The thing that bugs me is there's fiber on the. I think they ran it along. I think it's on the other side of the road that runs down for like new developments that are coming. But did they run one across the road for us to get? No. Raylene says, Walrus furniture oil doesn't leave a sticky residue, and I think it's really nice. That's good to know. I was talking about the sticky residue that I get once in a while on just from a polyurethane. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try that. I'm gonna go on and try one of those on this guitar and just see how it goes. TPC says 7-string is on its way to California. Awesome. Giovanni says, okay, Jeff, I'll send you a Parma ham so you can use the body of the guitar for something useful. A cutting board? To carve a ham? I, I love ham. One of my favorites. One of them. Paul says, recommend reboot it at least once a month to help maintain a good signal. I try to do that. I definitely forget most of the time, but I try when I remember. I also try to reboot the iPad here as well before going live, although, I forgot today, but yes, it's something that I try to do once in a while when I remember, so we can reestablish and maintain, hopefully, a good connection, like you said. Whoa, how am I tipping over? So yeah, so that's where I am at the moment on the bass. It seems to be going kind of slow. At least that's what I feel like. But then I kind of think about it. It's like I had to take a couple days, make these, and we had a big school break in there. Just some other things. But overall, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm a little behind where I originally expected to be, but it's okay. We'll get it done. These things happen. We still got to take care of life in the middle of everything. As long as I get it all done before the end of the year, that's the biggest thing. Philip says guitar-shaped cutting board sounds awesome. Gonna have to try it. That came up maybe it was last week or in the last couple of weeks. That came up somewhere as well, and I think it'd be kind of fun. Giovanni says, Jeff, why not have you on Elon Musk's satellite service? I am very close to trying that. We actually got the notification. I signed up for the availability, when it comes available in your area, and I got that notification, I don't know, a few months ago, saying that it was available here. I just haven't decided to. I think it's like $400 to get the hardware. It's probably worth it. It probably is well worth it, really, for the speeds and everything that it sounds like you get. It's very tempting. I still might do it. We just haven't yet. But yeah, that would be a good idea, I think. What is it? What's it called? Skynet or I don't remember what it's called. But yeah, we might give that a shot. Do any of you guys have that? Man, I wish I could think of the name. I'm thinking of a Skynet. What's Skynet? I don't even know what that is. Isn't that magazine that you look at in the airplanes they have in the back of the seats? That's Sky Mall. Oh yeah. Anyway, if you guys any of you have tried that out, I would definitely be curious as to your experiences with it. Signal reliability, speeds, how often does it cut in and out, or any of that sort of stuff. Giovanni says, or you can connect to your neighbor's line. No, I don't even have any options like that. We're on our own here. Harry Dude says, hope it's not Skynet. I just watched all the Terminator movies. Chaos says, isn't Skynet from the Terminator? I don't know. I haven't seen that in years. Watch and Learn says Starlink. That's it. Not Skylink. Skynet. Whatever. Starlink. Yes. Oh boy. Shows what I know, huh? Neptune says Skynet's what caused the Terminator. Starlink. Thanks, Watch and Learn. I got you up there. Starling. I got there. Starlink. Yes. Oh, that's funny. Right on. Yeah, I don't need the Terminator here. don't think, unless he's going to help me work on this guitar. That'd be kind of cool. I need a guitar robot. Robot guitar? That's called a CNC machine, I think. The robot. Guitar robot. Oh boy. Anyway. Yes. Okay, let's see. You guys are cracking me up. Philip's laughing too. Oh, I know what I was going to say. When I was talking about, I feel like this has taken a little bit longer for this build. Some other things that are causing that as well is because this is a whole new neck design. So if you guys saw the jig that I made to route this, so that took a fair bit of time, to put together. And then the other thing that I came into when I was carving the neck, the little neck carving thing, neck buck maybe, I don't know what you want to, but I have a block of wood that I clamped the neck to hold it up off the table so I can carve and get to both sides. It wasn't long enough to be able to do this, so it was only, it was the size of a standard guitar neck. So if I clamped it at one end, it ended, I don't know, somewhere in here, and I had no good way to clamp this, so I had to make a whole new carving jig thingy. So that took some time as well, and so it's a lot of little stuff like that where I'm having to stop, make a jig, make a new block for holding something. But I think overall all that extra stuff is going to be worth it in future builds. It's making this one take a lot longer, but I'm basically getting everything set up. So that's what I was going to say too. When that's where I was going, and then somehow got sidetracked. But these things happen. Giovanni says, "Do you have a very tall tree near your laboratory?" We have a few pretty tall trees here. Yes. Do you want me to climb the tree or something? Hold an antenna up there? Yes, we do have some trees here. Not as many as I would like, but yes, we do. All right, sounds like the wind's picking up out there or something. I keep hearing things, and it sounds like someone's outside. Is one of you guys out there sneaking around? Let me know if you are. Paul says, "I found a company that sells guitar neck router bits. I bought a set of bits to do radiuses on fingerboards and a set to do different profiles on necks. Seems to work pretty well." Paul, is that the company? I believe they're out of Australia, actually. I've seen some as well, and I'm pretty sure that's where they're from, at least the ones that I've seen. You can get the shaping bits for the back, and I think they have them for the fretboard as well. I have thought about trying them. There's something kind of intriguing about that, but I haven't yet. Yeah, I've seen those. I know what place you're talking about, I think. Giovanni says, "Okay, then at the next live, you have to get on it with a microphone. We'll hear you anyway." Raylene says, "Is Giovanni, I'm going to fall out of a tree. I don't want to fall out of a tree while we're live anyway. Although that would be probably entertaining for you guys." Raylene says, "Is your internet in general or out in your shop?" It comes into the house, and then I Wi-Fi it out here. So another point of possible failure is wireless, all these different wireless signals. But Paul says, "Tired of aggravating my carpal tunnel by doing it by hand." Oh yes, it is for the place out of Australia. I've thought about that. I I like the idea of using a router bit for consistency. It's kind of why I made that shaping jig for regular guitar necks. Um, I don't know. I think when I have a little bit more space, I need a bigger router table. Right now I just use kind of a homemade deal that's on the end of my little table saw, and it works good for template routing and all that sort of stuff. But I feel like to do that I really just need like a bigger solid table with a bigger router too. Those are pretty good sized bits, and I could be wrong. So you having used them, correct me if I am wrong. I feel like that it's going to need a little more power than the routers that I have. I think mine is a 2.25 horse. I think, and I think that's the biggest one that I have at the moment. I have, I think I have a 2 horse and a 1.25 and a 1 horse, and then my little trim router. But the biggest one I have is a 2.5. Is it 2.5, 2.25? I don't know. Anyway, I feel like it needs to be bigger. But I really would like to have a nice, solid, dedicated router table for that kind of stuff. Mine will wiggle and move, and I feel like I'm using a big, large bit. I don't want anything to move. I don't need to be whacked in the face with a guitar neck going 3,000 miles an hour. Raylan says, I had the same issue, and from Amazon I got Wi-Fi extension towers. They work amazing. Cool. I looked at those too, and basically though I sort of did the same thing, just using another router. Was able to connect it to my existing wireless, and it acts as a repeater, so it repeats the signal into out here. Well, actually all over the place, really. You can be out in the yard on the internet. But yeah, I kind of did the same thing as those wireless repeaters. I just looked at a way to try to do that using some stuff that I already had, and so far it seems to be working pretty well. Giovanni, let's talk seriously. But is that a bass neck? It is a bass neck, my friend. 4-string bass neck for the Thunderbird style build. Yep, this is my bass neck so far. Oh, question for you, or for those of you that have done necks like this, if you have TPC, I know you have. I'm going back and forth on finish for the neck. Typically, I like an oil finish. The body is going to be sprayed. It's going to be gloss. But the neck, I'm not 100% sure how I want to go on that. So give me some ideas. What are your thoughts, suggestions? I haven't done any grain filling on this. I'm not sure if I want to. Part of me does, part of me doesn't. I don't know if I want to grain fill and then oil everything. I don't know. TPC and others. What do you think? What would be your approach? What are some good ideas? Mahogany. Mahogany and maple. So we're going to have open pores on this, which is kind of why I'm thinking grain filling, but kind of don't want to. I don't know. I'm going back and forth. I'm torn. I don't specifically want to layer this with a gloss like the body. I thought about maybe just grain filling this portion. I don't know. KS says, any new 3D printing? Not at the moment. I did, let's see, what was the last one I did? The last big thing. I am working on, this might be a video. And I want to hear from you guys if it sounds like it might be kind of fun. A friend of mine is building some, he's a Jeep, he loves Jeeps, drives a really awesome rebuilt older Jeep, and He'll probably watch this, so Jimmer, shout out to you, buddy. He needs some emblems, some custom emblems in the Jeep style for something specifically. So I have been working on designing these emblems for him based on existing emblems. Just some custom letters and stuff like that, but still looks like a regular Jeep emblem. What I'm thinking of, I was going to 3D print these, and he could finish them, however, and stick these onto his project. But I'm thinking a little more about, instead of just trying to use a 3D printed piece as the emblem, I'm thinking about using the 3D printed piece and casting a silicone mold to where then I could epoxy, make them out of epoxy. So does that sound interesting? It kind of, I'm intrigued by that, and I kind of want to try it. Where you buy the mold kit, and so you would basically build a little box, and I would use the 3D printed part to make a silicone mold that I could then pour epoxy in. I feel like epoxy would hold up better for an outdoor use on like on a vehicle. What do you guys think? Giovanni says, sorry if it's low. Why do you keep it so high? Yeah, I was just holding it. Paul says, all my guitars get finished in boiled linseed oil, and I never grain fill anything. That's what I'm thinking. And then he says, also, the Crimson Guitar finishing oil works fine. I really like that, actually. I have some. That is really the finish that I have enjoyed. I like the way it feels. I like the way it applies. And I really think that that's the way I want to go on this. I've done almost every single one of my necks with that oil, and I really do like it. Not sponsored or anything, but I really do. That's really the way I would like to go, really, on this. I think I've already grain filled the bottle, grain filled the body. That's gonna get nice and glossy. A lot of coats, the customer wants it nice and glossy, and I think I might just finishing oil on the neck. I don't know if I'll grain fill it or anything. I might maybe wet sand it a little bit with the oil just to kind of naturally grain fill it. Actually, I might do that. But that's the route that I want to go, I think. I just haven't 100% decided. Harry Dude says, I've refinished a couple of necks with true oil, easy to apply, can be gloss or satin depending on your preference. Very happy with them. Man, I've seen so many people using true oil, and that's one thing that I haven't tried yet. Chaos says, can you 3D print a mold for coins? I could. If it's got a lot of detail, though, with my printer, there's certain details that it's not really going to come out very good, just because the nature of the way the printer works. Now, a resin printer, if I get a resin printer, you could totally do that. Oh yeah, Neptune says, do you want those printed in resin? Maybe so. It would come out way better, because I was thinking about that. I was looking to see if I had the emblem out here, but I don't. You get a little bit of lines, and I don't know how that would carry over to making a silicone mold. But resin printing, I'll hit you up. Paul says, in a bottle of Crimson lasts forever. It does. It lasts a really long time, except unless you spill it. Not that I've ever spilled it. Actually, the bottle I have right now I spilled a bunch of it on accident. I wasn't paying attention, and I had the cap off because I was applying some, and went to get more and hit it, spilled it all over the place. I still have quite a bit left, but yeah, I wasn't too pleased. Let's see. Paul says, see Chris? If you did recycled woods. Like me, you wouldn't have to go glossy or grain fill. That's true. And that's why I'm thinking this one. I'm not going to do any of that stuff with. I've done some that I've grain filled and some that I haven't grain filled. Seems like if I'm going to do a mahogany body, I typically grain fill it. But yeah, to your point, yeah, you don't have to grain fill, especially if you're depending on the wood you use. It's all personal preference, and in this case, the customer wants it glossy, shiny, smooth, and so that's what we're going to do for the body. The neck, I'm going to double check and see if there is a preference. I know we talked about it, but I don't think we ever came to a conclusion. I don't think there's a whole lot of preference there. But yeah. Brian says, "Hi Jeff and everyone. Hope you are well. Brian, how's it going? We are doing good, man. We are doing good." Neptunes gives the old kapow. Raylan says, "What resin would you use for outdoor use?" That's a good question, honestly. I really don't know. Oh, I had a little stutter there. I hope our Wi-Fi talk earlier isn't jinxing us. That's a good question. I really don't have that answer, and that is something that is on my list to email a couple of the epoxy places and see if they can give me some recommendations as to what products do they offer that would work good. I don't really know. I got a feeling that a lot of them wouldn't matter, but I could be way wrong on that. Because I think, so if I make this mold and I cast these pieces in epoxy, they're then going to get painted, probably with an automotive type paint, to match the vehicle that it's on. And then probably it might even get a clear coat over top of it. So I'm not sure. Once you put a clear on there, I don't know if it's going to matter or not. But I do want to reach out to some of the epoxy places and at least ask the question. Neptune says, "Hi Brian. Paul's, actually pine might look better if you grain fill first so it doesn't look splotchy. For this thing, I'm not concerned if it gets splotchy. Like I said, this one, I wasn't even intending to keep it. It was going to be just a kind of a scrap test body, but I am going to keep it around. I mean, I made a neck for it and everything, testing the all the different jigs and stuff. So it will. I'll keep it, but I'm not really worried about that. I'm going to probably just do some sort of a simple oil finish, call it good. Actually, the body it's just scraps that I've glued together. I've had to fill voids with epoxy, and it's going to be kind of one of those knock around builds that I think will still be kind of cool. The cool part about do you see all that sawdust? I just somehow blasted in my face. The cool part about this body is these are scraps from my grandpa's old barn. When we were back in Pennsylvania over the summer, my brother had a little pile of them, and he didn't really have a use for them. They're all short, about 2.5 feet long pieces. So I said, hey, let me take a few of those and just glued them up for this, and yeah, I think it'll make a fun little beater base, I guess. Just a test piece, but yeah, oil finish, move on. Brian says, "I'm well, just finishing up work and listening along." Right on. Well, I hope your work day is going awesome for you. Paul says, "Total Boat has one that works great outside." That was my first choice, is hitting them up and just asking them what they recommend. Oh, we got another little stutter thingy there. Oh, great. See what happens when we talk about Wi-Fi? Yeah, I feel like I want to at least ask the question to them and just, kind of get their recommendations, see what they say, and kind of go from there. Brian says, hey, hi, Neptunes. Hope you're well. Neptunes is doing well. Oh, something I want to talk about. I think I'm going to do a short video on this because it kind of bums me out. And not to change the subject or anything, but so I don't even know how to approach it, honestly. There is something that bums me out. Neptune says, I didn't hear anything about Wi-Fi. That wasn't talked about. Nope, we didn't talk about that at all. So there, I live in an area that's doing a lot of development, and there are certain places where they're bulldozing old buildings and barns and things like that. And I drove by one the other day, and they'd leveled this over 100 and I don't know 30 some year old barn. And that is a place that I have, since I heard that the land had been sold, I knew that was what's going to happen. I've reached out to, or tried to reach out to a few people to find out how can we reclaim this historic old barn. And nobody would get back to me, and now it's gone, and it really bothers me. So what I think I want to try to do is just throw that out there in a video that somehow we can all, I don't even know how to even voice this properly, but it really bothers me that yes, we can't control the developments and all that sort of thing, but when there's a historic property, I believe this barn that they flattened and hauled off in roll-offs to who knows where, I think it was built in 1885 or thereabouts. And somebody's got to at least, I mean, I don't know. Sorry, I hadn't really think about this ahead of time, but I don't know how to voice that. That not even, like, I wanted to try to reclaim some of that. If I could have even reclaimed a couple of beams into guitars or something that would live on to help this history live on in a different form, but it's still there. It really makes me sad to see the way that they just flattened this thing. And yes, the barn, everything was in really bad shape, and it has been for quite a few years, but it has been a working ranch in our area since like 1885, and now it's gone. I don't know. I have no idea. But I think I'm going to, sometime this week, I'm going to film a video. I was going to do it yesterday when I got home after I drove by there. It makes me mad, really. Not, I don't like the development either, but just the fact that somebody needs to take the initiative to somehow try to preserve some of this. Yes, if you're going to bulldoze it down, I get it, whatever. But reach out to some people. So you guys, if you are in that area or in some area and there's an old historic something or an old building, an old whatever, and you can somehow reach out to people about let's all try to do what we can to save some of these old places. I hope that makes sense, because I don't really know how to voice that to you guys at the moment, so it's probably good that I brought it up now. It's going to help me out when it comes time to make the video. But what I want to try to do is at least just let everybody know. Let's try to do what we can. If you happen to be a landowner that has an old building, and reach out to a local woodworker, reach out to somebody who might be able to take some of that and do something with, or reach out to me and I'll help you try to figure it out. Or if you are somehow associated with the construction team that's going to be going in there, maybe, I don't know how all that stuff works, but let's, we all got to try to ask the question more. And I've reached out to people and I've been ghosted so many times. People they just don't get back to you. I had one line about a year ago on an old barn that I heard is going to be developed, a different, not this same one. And a lady actually responded to me and said, "Oh, I'm going to forward your information and I'll let you know." Nothing after that. For 6 weeks after that, I emailed her every week, and she just didn't respond. I don't know what's going through people's minds, but it really does. It bothers me that these buildings that have been, a staple in our area, ranches, old ranches and farms and cattle ranches and all that kind of stuff. It's a very historic to our area that they're just flattening for developments. But I don't know what we can do all together to kind of help at least save some of this. I mean, if I got to go in there and tear down a whole dang barn to save it, I'll figure out a way to do it. I don't know. I'm just venting, I guess, to you guys. I'm not mad at you guys. Please don't. I hope that doesn't feel like I am. I'm not. I'm just saddened and kind of upset that this is going on, and I want to try to do something to help that. I don't know if we start I don't know what would work the best. Do we start a association where people can call? I don't know. But let's try to see what we can do. I don't know. All as woodworkers. And I'm not saying I want all the wood. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that I hate to see these buildings just tossed. It makes me sad. It really does. All right, enough said. Sorry, I've missed some comments here. Wow, I'm backing up. Sorry, guys. I got off on a rant, and I could probably keep going, but I'm not going to. I think you get the point. So don't be surprised though if you see somewhat of a short video kind of talking about that. I'll figure out how to say it a little better, but yeah, let's start the Barn Reclamation Association. The BRA. Hey, I kind of like that. Anyway, thank you guys for allowing me to just kind of go on about that. I'm going to get back to these comments. Raylan says, I've been doing resin for about 2 years now. Through my research, they will all weather and turn yellow when out in the weather, but resin is accelerated with UV light exposure. I wonder how that would be affected, though, if you paint it. And I legitimately don't know that answer. My thought is that you could cast the piece, shoot a coat of automotive clear or automotive paint over it, which basically is now it's encapsulated, and then you shoot some clear over it, or some sort of even a satin something top coat. I'm wondering if that would protect it, because you think about your car paint on your car. Once you apply that paint in the clear, they have the somewhat UV protection. I don't know. Cass says you should build a small basic computer for streaming and use in the shop, then hardwire your internet to the shop. That has come up several times about running a hard line out here, and I'm not against that. I do have an old computer that I could put out here. The only thing I don't like about having one out here permanently is the dust. Too much dust. I think a laptop would probably be a better option. I could bring it out here, set it up, do the thing, and move on from there. I don't think I'd want one specifically out here. Even if you built an enclosure, you got to have venting, so it can't like overheat and all that stuff. But I think, you could get creative and probably make it work. But I feel like a laptop would be a better option. And I've looked at them before, but if I buy a laptop, it's got to be one that I can also edit video on. So now we're way past, just a basic computer. So it gets kind of expensive. But I think that would be a better option. I agree with you. Let's see. Neptune says, that sucks, all that old wood. I know. Paul, people don't seem to care about heritage, too busy concerned with me, myself, and I. It's a shame. I know. It is. Gina says it's so sad. It is. I drove by there the other day because I went in to get gas. And it made me, I was sad. I really was, for the next couple hours, honestly, because I was thinking about it, just like stewing. I might have to go by there again and just take some pictures in front of the thing. That'd be like the cover picture. Paul says no historical society in your community. I think we have one in the Springs. I'll have to. I'll have to look into that. Hairy Dude says developers find it too hard to deal with stuff like this. They'll just contract the demo removal to the cheapest and call it done. Yeah, I believe you're 100% right. I really do. Paul says I do a lot of that to get the recycled wood I use. Sometimes successful, sometimes not. Hate to see the wood going into the dump. Me too. It's not like it's a, 1950s, 1960s house or something that they're tearing down, where it's not super old. We're talking, what is it, 130 something year old barn, ranch. That's, this thing was here, I forget when Colorado Springs was founded, but I mean, it's been here. It's been here longer than the home that we live in. Ours was built in 1907, and this one, I'm pretty sure that homestead was from 1885, thereabouts. It's Grandpa Graybeard says not angry, just passion. Yeah, that's it. It just I like history. There's a lot of history in our area. The Western kind of a lot of deep roots in the Western history. I'm not up on all of it, honestly. But I love that sort of thing, and I hate to see history just wiped out like that. That barn will never exist anywhere, as far as I know. It's it will never. The history of the 130 some year history of this historic ranch is going to be gone soon, and unless there's some of it that's been claimed that I don't know of, I don't know. It bothers me a lot. I'm very passionate about this kind of stuff. The preserving historic things. Piece of my grandpa's barn. I mean, now it's going to be a bass. I've got several. I've got I don't know, 3 of my guitars, I think, at least, are made from pieces of my grandpa's barn, in one form or another. It's just, even just to have, enough to build one instrument would be cool, to be able to say this is from the ranch that was started in 1885 era. And yeah. Chaos says build a website for giving away woods. I thought about that. I like some way people can look up and search about getting this stuff reclaimed somehow. I'm definitely not against that at all. Some sort of a group, some sort of a website. I think a website would be the thing, So reclaimed history. It's probably a website. I'm gonna look that up. Don't you guys go buy that. I gotta look that up. And just a way for to help people. I don't know. I'd love input from you guys how we can do something, because it really, I know this is not the only area where stuff like this is happening. Aaron says, did you see the PVC bow I posted on your Facebook? I did. Yes, that is cool. Oh, Aaron, I'm glad you brought that up. Hang on. I think I inhaled some sawdust. I was on the old Facebook the other day, yesterday evening, and I noticed that I had a ton of messages that you guys and others have sent me on the Home Built Workshop page. I never got notifications. Like, these things go back to August. So if you guys had sent me a direct message yesterday, or not, in the last couple of months, my deepest apologies. I never saw them. So I'm going to take a few minutes later today, get caught up on those, respond to those messages. So my apologies if you've messaged me on Facebook with a direct message, I don't know why it didn't show up. Whatever. I'll get caught up on those. Paul says, gotta go. Have a great week. Right on, Paul. You have an awesome week too, man. I'm gonna wrap this up here shortly anyway too. So have an awesome one. Glad to hear you're busy. Gina says, don't call it a BRA. Oh yeah. Hey, look at that. Why not? Harry Dude says, if you call it the BRA, it might get men's attention. I didn't even think about that when I said it. That's kind of funny. Chaos says, you can build one of those computers that sit in oil. Have you seen those? The oil cools, and I think the case is sealed. Make a video, too. I've not seen one that sits in oil. I've seen, ones with the coolers and the radiators and all that, but not one that sits in oil. I'm going to check that out. Neptune says, those computers are cool, no pun intended, but I'd hate to have to pull it apart to replace it. Yeah. Gina says 1909. Oh, for our house, 1909. Yeah, whatever. 07, 09. Close enough. Cass says, yeah, maintenance seems tricky, and it probably is. Gina said someone did a watercolor of it. I want to buy a copy. It makes me sad, too. I saw that watercolor. No, are you talking about the barn? It was before 09. I think maybe the barn might have been built in 09, but that homestead, I think, goes back to 85. 1885, I think. I gotta look that up. Neptune says, Jeff, you probably need more fiber in your diet. Sawdust isn't that good, though. If you put maple syrup on it, it might be all right. Harry Dude says, Facebook page messaging is so unreliable. I've had problems also. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why. Like, when I noticed that it said I had a message, so I opened it up, and it's like this long list. I'm like, oh, crap, I missed out a ton. So, sorry, guys, if you'd messaged me on there. Brian says, have a good night, everyone. Take care and stay safe. Right on, Brian. Glad you're able to stop in, man. Have an awesome week. Barbarian Blood. Yo, yo. What's up? What is going on? Man, what a good live, guys. Thank you. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for talking stuff like we always do. Thanks for allowing me to vent a little bit to you guys. And I'm dead serious. If any of you guys want to try to help me figure out a way we can get something going. It is something that now I would really like to do after seeing the way this whole thing kind of went down. I don't know how it works, but we can figure it out, and we can do it. I know we can. So anyway, guys, we're running a little long, which is totally fine because I like hanging out with you all. But that being said, I got to get back to mounting a bridge. So, Barbarian Blood says venting is important, brother. It is. It is. And yeah. Just sometimes there's some things that just we gotta get off our chest, and it's good to not hold it in. Harry Dude says, cheers, folks. Stay well. Right on, guys. We got to wrap this up. Thank you. Thank you again so much for taking some time out of your day to hang out with me here at Home Built Workshop. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for hanging out with me, and you guys are awesome. Of course, if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be on here hanging out with nobody. So thank you guys. I really, truly mean that. You guys are great. And Aaron says, have a good week. Chaos says, mineral oil PC video sent to you on Facebook. Oh, great. Now I won't get the video. Neptune says, later all. Chaos, good stream, man. Raylan, have an awesome week. Barbarian Blood, peace, my friends. Right on, guys. Thanks so much. Take care. Have an awesome week. Get out and make some sawdust. Have fun building something. Work on some sort of project. You guys have an awesome week. We'll see you next time. Thanks, guys. Take care. I'm trying to hit the button, but come on, button. Let's try this again.